Hi, my name is Mark Monlux. I'm a freelance illustrator in Tacoma, Washington, and I'm the host of Epic Sketch Time. With me today are fellow cartoonists. You can find all of our contact and link information down below in the descriptions. I'm going to give each of you guys an idea of what we do and where we're located. We're all over the U.S., and there we might have some more people popping in later on. I like to do a cartoon called The Comic Critic, where I do cartoon reviews of movies, and I have 2 books out. And you can get those at my online store. Gentlemen, introduce yourself in order of appearance.
I am Morse. I'm a freelance illustrator and cartoonist from Seattle, Washington. And I like to do a webcomic called Rhapsodies, and I have a few other side projects as well, most noticeably a ongoing unofficial Game of Thrones sketch challenge at the moment.
Oh, my turn? Oh.
Kieran's Locke.
Hi, guys. My name is Locke. I'm a freelance graphic designer, illustrator from Toronto, Canada. You can find me at any handle, Twitter, Facebook. Just do Mad Monkey Love. That's it. All right.
My name is Pat McCuen. Can you guys hear me?
Might want to turn up just a touch.
Okay.
No, I can hear him just fine, Bill.
Okay.
Okay.
Put on your headphones if you can't hear him.
I draw a comic called The Devil and Mr. Gandhi. You can read it at the Devil and Mr. Just devilandgandhi.com.
So, Locke, before we got started, you were talking about which shows you were doing in the prep work.
I'm doing. I finally. I was trying to get into the Toronto Comicon this weekend. That's coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I kind of submitted my application in really late, like 3 weeks before the show started. But they put me on a waiting list. But I ended up piggybacking off another, I guess, another friend's booth. And that's why I'm going to be there this weekend. So what I've been doing was creating all these little graphics and, slides for Instagram, all the other stuff where I'm going to be, where all the covers that I've done, the magazines and all the independent anthologies I've done, that you can pick them up and you can bring them by my booth and I'll sign them for you. And that's pretty much what I was doing.
I too have a comic book convention coming up. It's the Emerald City Comicon. It starts Thursday and goes through Sunday. It's hard to get in. All participants are, you submit your applications way in advance, and then they decide if they're going to let you into the show. I wasn't able to get in last year, but I was able to get in the year before. And then the year before that, I wasn't able to get in, and then I was in all previous shows. And they do a thing called Monsters and Dames, which is a book that only people who are tabling at the show can be part of. And of the hundreds of illustrators, only about 88 get into the book. And I didn't get into the book last year. Let's see. But I did get into it a couple years before that, and I'm in the book this year. So I'm looking forward to people coming by the booth to get autographs.
Nice.
And I've also been, don't have a new book, so I'm trying to get some other merchandise up. And I was thinking, maybe I can show you guys something. Sticker Mule, whenever I started I started getting little promos from Sticker Mule. And if you look at my screen, this is something I had as a pin one year. that I just made these homemade pins. Russ Richards was kind enough to show me how, and you can find little YouTube videos on how to use shrinky dink film and your HP laser printer to make pins. And I really should have made a bunch more pins. But I was thinking, oh, I'll just go out. I have plenty of time to make enamel pins, and I never did it. They probably would have sold. But I was able to get this on a round sticker. So I figured, okay, fine. And those should arrive tomorrow. I also, I don't know if you remember my Return of the Living Dead zombie head.
Oh yes, definitely.
But I put those on some coasters. I always wanted to do some coasters and had the art ready. And that promo said, "Oh, by the end of the day," I went, "Okay, I'll hop on that." I don't know how satisfying though that's going to be to my people who've been after me for my next book, and it's been years between my books. But we'll see. We'll see how well the show goes. What about you, Patrick? Are you doing any?
I am doing a show in May. It's kids. It's all kids comic related. It's called the Haverford Kids Comic Fest.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And it's pretty darn cool. I went to it last year, and I managed to. I signed up for it last. So people that I knew were already involved in it, like Dawn Griffin, who lives vaguely in my area, and she does a comic called Zorfert and Fred. She has several books out, and she's been doing kids comicking for like a long time. And I can never remember his last name. I want to say it's Charles Adams, but that's the Adams Family guy. But anyway, the guy that does Lilith Dark, and he's done several kids-related comic stuff, so they were there. But then I got a Twitter friend, Crispin Wood, who does Small Blue Yonder. He went last year. And then this year I got Vince Dorse, who does Untold Tales of Bigfoot, to come.
Yeah, I love Untold Tales of Bigfoot.
Yeah, so I've been recruiting people basically to go to the show. It's all very family friendly. They have workshops, they have Q&A sessions, they have a costume contest, an art contest. So it's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, I hope this is a polite way of phrasing the question, but do you have other products besides Devil and Gandhi? I always kind of that was more of adult satire.
Yes, no, this is last year was how I debuted my Shakespeare Jung comic, which is an all ages time travel adventure comic featuring a young lady. Mm-hmm. So I debuted a comic there, and I'll have a new one for it this year.
Excellent.
Is that going to be a 22-page comic, or what are we, or graphic novel length?
So it's going to be, I would say, at least 22 pages, and we'll see how much longer it gets than that. And it's going to be full size. For the other ones, I've done like half sheet size, like black and white with a full color cardstock cover, and the cover is like 8.5 by 5.5. So this will be a full normal comic size edition. So I'm looking forward to that.
What's everybody working on today?
I am currently coloring my Alice's Testimony project, and I think it's beginning to look fairly good. It was in that annoying stage where, and in the process, I'm thinking I'm getting more and more comfortable with the Clip Studio Paint. There's still a tiny handful of things I like Photoshop better for, but not enough for me to be using Photoshop for anything besides prep these days. And so I'm just finishing the flats right now and working on to give the stuff tone and see how it looks for final consumption.
Look, what are you working on?
Right now, I'm working on a cover for Anime North. It could be a merchandise thing again this year. I was asked again to work on it, so this time I threw in my the girl here is pulling a handbag that actually was the handbag that I did the year before. My daughter asked me to do it. I got about a month to finish this thing off, and I've been doing a little bit at a time. And other project comes up in head first. This is not my forte thing. I just finished a cover for issue 2 variant and another cover, and those little things. Just trying to get all this stuff so the guys can actually have something at the Toronto Comicon or Fan Expo here. So that's really what it was, and I kind of finished everything. So I'm waiting for maybe Wednesday or so to actually run to the print shop. I have some limited edition metal print. So these are 12 by 18 printed on metal.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's pricey though. Retailing for about $80 around there.
Not sweet.
Yeah, but they're really, really. I mean, that's the only thing. I wish I can get them cheaper, but that's not really. I don't have a call on that.
How much do you sell them for?
I'm actually the printing company. Spring Tea is the one that actually will. I think they're retailing it for about $80, and I might get like maybe $10 out of the whole thing or something like that.
But they're doing all the fulfillment, so
yeah, they're doing all the fulfillment and all the other stuff too, right? I wish it could be lower, but these are limited run. I'm gonna try to see how many, what are the interests are, right? So printing about 4 or 5 of these for the show, and see how many they're gonna pick up. A bunch of them, these guys are saying they like a lot of my stuff, so they're putting it on game mats, mouse pads and mugs and T-shirts and stuff like that. So, they're doing all the fulfillment, they're doing all the stuff. I just got to show up, do a couple signings, kiss some babies, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And, take a percent of it. They're doing all the work, and I just got to drive people to the booth. That's it.
a lot of people new to the comic scene always underestimate how much work is involved in fulfillment, and they wonder why their stuff just lingers in boxes.
Yeah. I mean, I got these. It was like 164 pages or 134 pages graphic novel, anthology. And the guy that's running it is out of the States there, I think Missouri or something like that. And he's getting them printed for, $10 a pop. And that's a great deal. Right? And that was all funded through Kickstarter. So now I ordered about 30 for myself. So the other option now is I'm gonna see about like literally having this, at a show. What's the logistic of actually if somebody actually wants a copy, do I sell it online? Doing fulfillment, placing orders, and stuff like that. Yeah. I was looking at these packaging boxes. I was looking at these here.
Oh, so that I've seen those. You just press into place.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm looking at like what do you call it? Where's my mouse go? There we go. It's from Uline, right? This is Canada, but I'm sure you can get it from uline.com or something like that. Originally, I was just going to do these envelopes, but because a lot of my stuff is card stock, I can't really roll it. And if I sell a card stock print, I gotta, especially mailing it, I gotta get a backer board or something like a little harder, stick it in. And I was looking at these, these white folding, for artworks and stuff like that, magazines, and I guess they're called books, folders, mailers.
Yeah. These
suckers. I've seen a lot of people ship me sketch covers in this format. Then I just rewrap it after I'm drawn on it and all that stuff and mail it back to them that way, right? But I'm looking at a package of, I'm assuming unit price is $448 Canadian for 20. So yeah,
the more bulk you get, I buy a lot of stuff from Uline. And what I was noticing is that there are other places you can also buy padded envelopes other than Uline.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other places too, but
the key thing is I bought an equal amount from 2 different locations to see which one I liked more.
Right.
Like I bought 100 from Uline and I bought another 100 from another company. And one would be slightly denser, and I like that, but the other one would have a slightly larger size. So when I would put in 2 books, it would be easier to fit inside that one. So
right.
You really, until you have them in your hand, it's hard to make an assessment of which one's going to work better. And the thing is, you have to buy in bulk in order to get any type of a discount.
Yeah, that's my worry. Like my stuff is 11 by 17, so I'm looking at this is not too bad. Yeah, we're 18 by 12, $1.95 for 100 each, so that's $195 right there.
And then you have to figure out shipping.
Yep. Yeah. That's why I kind of like some of these companies where I'll just take a percentage. I'll let them do all the logistics and all the print and everything else.
Besides, them covering the costs, and there's the storage space. I have a storage unit that's full of just fulfillment stuff. And I keep some of it at home, but I keep the most of it there because I bought so much of it. And then you have the stupid fulfillment of, paying for it, but then also going to the post office and making that extra trip, drop it off.
Yep.
one of the people I know, he had a great web comic called Unshelved, and he had an intern whose full-time job it was to deal with fulfillment. And his whole basement was filled with shelves, everything from his books to T-shirts to hats. I have one of his hats. It's great. You know how you have a hat that says FBI on it?
Yeah.
He made a hat that said library. It's a great hat.
My personal favorite was Book Club.
Oh, yeah, Book Club was great. So this guy, it was a partnership, Bill and Gene, and I came up with this idea of doing a strip about librarians. And one day, Bill, who was the smarter of the two, realized that they were at the wrong convention, and he attended the librarians convention. And you know who buys more books than anybody else in the country? Librarians, for their libraries. And if you have it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Here they had these books, comics about librarians with all their librarian problems. Oh, they just sold. Let's see, how many? I think I have. I'm counting at least 5 books on my count up on my shelf. There might be more. So, can you guess? Does this horror movie Alien look familiar to any of you guys?
I'm not sure. I don't think I've even seen pictures of it.
This is from a really low rent, could have been straight to VHS because of DVDs weren't even around back in the day, called The Galaxy Invader. Made by a production company that created low rent movies where basically an alien lands, he's in the woods, the loco goes out and shoots it. That's pretty much the plot of all their movies. So, and I think this one did fairly well, that they did another one that with a slightly better looking monster and costume, but pretty much the same premise. Better production values.
That one almost looks like a sci-fi luchador villain.
What I really like was his belt that he wore. Really looked a lot like Chewbacca's belt. But I think this movie came out a little bit ahead of time. I could be wrong. Oh, now I'm going to have to look. Oh, no, it came out in 1985.
Wow.
I'll drag my screen grab quickly down here. Let's see if I can get a blow up on one of these. Let you guys see this and its wonderful green gorgeousness.
I think it is a luchador mask.
Oh, have the original up.
I'm trying to find a close-up. That's a really lousy one. It looks like he's wearing suspenders.
I'm sure it is a luchador mask. It is probably just a wrestler in a suit.
Not the, as you can see, not the most brilliant of monster costumes.
Looks a little better in color, though.
So that's just what you want. You want a nice green colored alien for when you go and take a photograph, when you photograph him in the woods, so he just blends in with everything else.
Wow,
Yeah.
It's a great movie. That's why you make monsters red. So,
Well, considering how red acts with green, I don't think that would be as much better as you think.
and here is the follow-up one, Night Beast, which is basically the same movie, but, you know, slightly better costume. Doesn't look like a luchador's mask.
You did that one too, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thought I recognized it.
I saw Captain Marvel this weekend.
Oh, good. I'm hearing good. I've only heard one person who doesn't like it so far.
Did anyone else have a chance to see it?
I'm waiting till the friend I watch genre flicks with has a day off, which apparently will be next Thursday.
We're going tomorrow, so kids are home from March break, right? So
I this is the drippy skull face that I have on the coasters. I figure it'd be okay to get you know, condensation, water rings, and stains on those for this. So you said that the kids get March off?
March break, just a week, spring break, or whatever you guys call it. The kids, the little ones, the elementary school. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that anyone's claiming that spring's here.
Well, the weather is pretty nice up here now. I mean, everything's melting. Polar ice caps melting. North Pole's moving. You know, spring.
You know, we had a very harsh winter here in Tacoma. I had to actually shovel the snow in my driveway twice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was a hard
humanity.
Yeah, I mean it was amazing. Normally, winter only lasts about 2 weeks in late November. It was absolutely amazing.
I feel bad for you guys. Oh my God, I better start a petition on the White House, man. Poor guy. He's still shoveling right now.
And I get enough sarcasm on that front from my mom in Rhode Island.
Exactly. My buddies are always like, send thoughts and prayer down to Florida. We don't have any pants. It's 46 or something. We don't have any pants.
What was it? A King of the Hill episode where a snowflake appeared in Arlen, Texas, and everyone rushes to get their propane and propane accessories.
That's right. I remember that one.
That virtually happens here. I mean, when the storm was about to hit, it was almost scary because I was going to do some very basic groceries, and there was a line around the corner, and there were empty shelves. I mean, I had enough food myself, but it was sort of making me the thing that was making me nervous was what it was saying about the fragility of the infrastructure.
Russ says he's looking for his headset.
Cool.
I'm gonna jump on. When I did my first deck of cards, I thought that some of my monsters would be very popular, and then I turned around and the ones that I loved, like say the Killer Shrews, nobody bought any of them. No one has bought a single Killer Shrew. But some of the others, which I thought would just linger in the box, like alligator people, those move pretty well. So I'm just lousy at guessing what's going to inspire people to buy things.
I know what you mean. I get that with my Game of Thrones sketches on Tumblr. For example, the one that's currently the most popular this month, which I wasn't particularly happy with the art here. Is it?
Wow. I find it really weird on Instagram. I did this sketch cover of the Flash, and like out of the blue, I'm already at 396, which is like way more than I normally get. I usually get about 30, 40 likes and all that other stuff. But
was it a particular hashtag you used, you think, or
no? I use the same hashtag all the way through. The only difference is when I if I put it specific character, it would just be like the Flash or Green Lantern or Harlequin or something. That's only it, right? And right. Marvel and DC. Those are the only fews I add after that. Everything else are pretty much the same all the way through. And it's weird. It's just weird, right? The Catwoman one too, the one I did with Michelle Pfeiffer kind of thing, that went up to 300 and something. It's just out of the blue. Wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, as I said with the, because I mean, here's the most, as I was saying, this one was it's been my most popular one for the last couple of weeks. I think I got the foreshortening wrong, and
Bill, we can only see your face. So I
What?
would agree that a foreshortening is wrong, but
oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had it on all the time, all this time.
you're doing what I did last week.
Mhm.
Everyone got to see my bald spot for an hour.
Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I wasn't happy with the foreshortening, and I got his torso wrong completely, but because of it being one of the key scenes in the novel, it's been getting liked and shared right and left.
I thought he had a really big six-pack going on there.
He does, but anatomically, it's not supposed to be that big.
Ooh, I should organize these layer better.
Hey, I see an icon for Russ. Oh, he's almost here. Why, Russ, if you can hear us, we're getting some noises from you trying to connect, but no picture yet, other than your wonderful little icon.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
There we go.
We just can't see you yet.
No, I've never been able to get the camera to work, but I can share my screen.
So, Russ, what's your table at Emerald City, or are you not tabling there this year?
It's a long story. I do have a booth on the main floor. I'm sharing it with C4 Labs. Do you know who Rachel is, Mark?
No, you're going to have to help me out here.
She does the dice towers.
Okay, I know who she is.
Yeah, and she gives a lot of her stuff to RR when she has like a surplus of stuff, you know?
Yeah, the laser cut stuff.
Yeah. So I helped them out with an exclusive for the show this year. And in return they're gonna give me some booth space. So I'll kind of be there. But with the rules and regulations of Emerald, I can't take commissions. I can't paint. I can't. There's a lot of things I can't do while I'm there. So it's almost like I'm selling under her label or whatever.
I'm doing the same at somebody else's booth at just Toronto Comicon too.
Oh yeah. Now, like, I've never had this situation where I can't. So have you done that before then? Like, have you shared a booth and kind of like under the table, hush hush, like, yeah, you can be here, but
I've shared tables at Artist Alley,
Okay.
where we're allowed to split a table between two
Yeah,
artists. We're
and
allowed
I've
to
done
do
that before too. But I've
But
never
at
done
a
it on the
booth,
main
it was
floor.
they put me in under as a special guest. I'm there. I really can't really sell anything. It's more like their stuff. I'm just there for signing, and
Right.
they got my stuff on sale as their stuff. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm taking pre-commissioning right now.
Oh, okay.
Pick up at the show. That's the best one.
Yeah. And I thought about doing that too, but like it wasn't until almost like last minute that they said that I could do that. So I didn't even
found out Sunday night.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm trying to push as much as I can right now.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because I got on the waiting list. Right. So, but I doubt I'll get a spot. Right. I'm sure they let everybody know that they're on a waiting list of some sort.
Yeah. Now, is this at? You said this was Emerald, or where is this out now?
No, this is Toronto. The Toronto Comic.
The Toronto. Yeah. Okay.
The big one here. So.
I've heard that's a big show.
Yeah. The Fan Expo one is later on in August. That's the that's
so,
the huge one.
So I tried to get into that one last year, the Fan X one, and like, man, there were like, I had to pull out an insurance policy for X amount of dollars for being on the showroom floor. There was like, I don't know, there was a lot of hoops to jump through. And I don't know, have you done that show before then?
No, this is going to be my first time doing a lot of it.
Okay.
A lot of it is just Artist Alley, and they don't really, they never ask. So far, I haven't gotten asked.
Oh, okay.
Right?
And maybe it's because, I mean, I'm coming from the States. I don't know. There was something weird with it. Like anyways, I tried to get in last year.
Okay.
And it was like, so I applied, I got approved, but then I had to provide like an insurance information up to like $1 million like policy.
Yeah, reach out to me afterwards.
Okay.
I have friends who knows the organizers.
Oh,
they're the
cool.
one who pulled some strings for me to get in.
Okay.
So that's because they're local artists, like things like Ty Templeton or their guests and all the other stuff too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just reach out afterwards. And
I will.
Then
Okay.
I'll see if I can forward you a couple emails or something like that.
Dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be so great. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, at Emerald City, that's kind of where I'm at. I do have one last Hail Mary that I'm going to do because I'm going to show up tomorrow and help set up their booth that I'm at. And I'm just going to try to find somebody of importance and be like, hey, here's money. Do you have an empty booth?
Yeah.
I don't know. So we'll see.
It's always a good thing to ask because often they will have a cancellation at the last minute.
Yeah.
And so I've heard. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Because if you're there on the show floor and you know the organizer and stuff, they can just like, hey, we're supposed to go out to the list, but okay, here you go. Right.
Yeah. I'll be like, I got cash money right now.
Yeah.
Hook it up. Yeah. Yeah. And so anyways, I did Wizard World in Portland a few weeks ago, and I had contacted Emerald City just on a whim, just saying, hey, I haven't heard back from you guys. I don't know. It's getting closer. Is there anything I can do? And they're like, we don't even know who you are. We've lost everything. Like, you're not even on any wait list. And I was just like, oh, okay. But which is crazy because I freelance for a company called Figpin, and they had actually reached out to the show promoter and asked that I be there and that I get a table near them because they would like to have an artist that works on their product there, you know, in case people wanted to have their pin signed or, you know, whatever. And I guess that went on deaf ears. Like it's just funny like how this show has been run since they switched to Reed Pop, you know.
But Defense had a personality before that too.
Oh yeah.
So what are you working on today, Russ?
Scavenger from. I got my little reference of my toy up here. He's the third in my line of Transformers that I've been working.
Bots takes me back.
I'm trying to hopefully have him done for the show too. But we'll see. Which creature you got there, Mark?
This is the Galaxy Invader. Yeah, I believe.
Which one?
The Galaxy Invader. It came out in 1985. I think it went straight to VHS. So, I doubt if seen it anywhere. I doubt if anyone's seen it anywhere. It also might have been one of those films that just went straight to the drive-in theater circuit.
Okay. Very cool.
One of those movies made by people who figured, hey, we can put together a monster and some, hillbillies, hunt in the forest for a monster and have some quick deaths. So.
Yeah. All right, right on.
I'll have to actually do some research and find out more about this one. Like I was telling the guys, I do know that this movie did enough that they came out with another movie with better costume, also about a creature that lands nearby and a bunch of guys go looking for it to kill it. So it might have done better job at killing off some locals. So, certainly, it looked a lot better than the luchador lizard in a mask.
The one you're working on now.
Yeah, the one I'm working on now looks like a luchador mask.
Yeah.
Well, I might be up there tomorrow on Wednesday to set up. What time do they allow for people to set up? Do you know?
So Artist Alley, you can go in at 10 starting Wednesday.
10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, but that's not till Wednesday. I'm because of being we have a booth that I'm splitting or whatever. We're going tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'll go up and set up on Wednesday because they switched the will call table to over at the Sheraton. And then they open up at 10, but they're saying that they're going to open up half an hour early for the VIPs, which means that if I try to drive up there, park, and then and then I can't go in unless I get my pass. If they're not even setting up the will call table until 8 o'clock, I'm going to be with a line of these other losers trying to get my ticket over at the Sheraton, or pardon me, the Grand Hyatt, which is across the street.
Yeah.
And then walk over to get back in, and to then try to get my table set up before 9:30. It would be, a little.
And don't forget too, this year too, they're making it artists. Everyone has to go through what's it called, security check. So you still, even regardless of you being a vendor at the show, you still have to stop and be security checked.
Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. Are they going to go through crates too, or what?
Yep. They did it at Denver when I did Denver this year. Every artist had to stop and have to go through everything and make sure you're not bringing any kind of weapons or anything that would be harmful to others around you.
What about the weapons guy?
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's a good question, and I'm sure they have their issues too.
As long as it is a comp band, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
I know. I mean, I remember going to Norwestcon, which is a local sci-fi extravaganza, where it wasn't weapons, but there was this one person with metal pixie wings, and I'm looking at him saying, "That's an accident waiting to happen."
Well, at Norwestcon, they're always knives for sale at Norwestcon. That's a fantasy, role-playing, basically an SCA type crowd-driven event.
Yeah.
I guess I guess it was 3 years ago at Salt Lake, they banned all weapons. Like, you weren't allowed to bring any kind of a weapon. Even vendors.
Correct. Somebody tried to walk in with an actual real gun and stuff.
Yeah.
And they literally banned everybody. Just in case, right? So maybe they relaxed it up a little bit more.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as I know, even vendors they don't even have weapon vendors at Salt Lake, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Well, were you with me in the car when I went over to Rose City that one year when where was the shooting at one of the conventions?
Oh shit. Wow.
Oh no.
There was or someone walked into a convention with a loaded firearm.
It was Phoenix.
Yeah, it was Phoenix.
Yep.
Okay, and so the very next weekend was Rose City, and suddenly they decided, hey, we need some security so this shit doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember, were you with me that time, or was it just my wife?
No, because I had just barely started doing conventions just last February, so it wasn't me. Yeah, I hadn't started doing conventions yet.
Is Andalyn feeling better? Because I know she had that flu that just knocked her on her.
Yeah, she got the flu from her kids. Being a school teacher, you just catch everything. But yeah, she's a lot better now, which is unfortunate because she was gonna come down and help me on Friday for this Friday coming up, but now she can't because she had to take that day off and switch it. Because she was sick. But I mean, I understand. She's sick. It's kind of comes with the territory type idea, But yes, thanks for asking. She is doing better.
And you never get sick, right?
I get sick. What sucks is in December last year, I went out to California literally on vacation, and I got the flu. Well, at my mom's house. We had all these plans to go to like Disneyland and all this stuff, and ended up not even leaving. But when I get sick, I get really sick. Like it takes me out for sure.
That sucks big time.
Yeah. So I can't say that I never get sick. I also fear if I tell you that now that I'll be sick for Emerald City.
Everybody gets sick in Convention City. It's sort of the
con flu.
Convention tips.
Con crud.
Yeah, con crud.
I find that hand sanitizer, a liberal application right after you shake hands and they walk away, and if you remember not to touch your face a lot. So.
I'm really horrible with the pencil in the mouth thing.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm drawing, somebody comes on,
I think it's all artists, man.
Shake their hand, pick up the pencil and can talk, and then put it in the mouth or something. And I'm just like, crap, I'm gonna get sick.
I think I look out. I was born left-handed, but I now do everything right-handed. So when you shake somebody's hand, you shake with your right hand. But I still eat with my left hand, and I still do like other things with my left hand. Like I still like, and I think that kind of benefits me because I don't eat with the hand I shake people's hands with. I don't know. Maybe that's why I've gotten so lucky.
Does anyone else just simply use hand sanitizer like me? I'm just kind of curious.
Only when I'm out in public and the bathroom provides it.
Well, I bring it. It's in the car, at the hotel room. Then you're sitting at the table. It's like, I knew I forgot something. I got that, what do you call those little, they look like Alka-Seltzer thing, the pre-flu thing, just in case.
Yeah.
I forget what's it called. I buy those bottles, just stick it in a water bottle. Just drink it if you feel like you're getting sick. Kind of like an orangey taste to it.
Yeah, I used to get the stuff that they advertise for taking on airplanes. What's that called?
Airborne.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. I'm trying to remember what's it called. Something.
Isn't it Airborne?
Airborne. There you go.
Yeah.
I used Airborne absolutely religiously for years when I was flying, and I have to admit I never really got that sick when I was doing all that traveling. But then I started reading studies saying that a placebo has about the same amount of effect as Airborne.
Yeah. I've heard that too. What other show do you have after Emerald there, Mark?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't schedule a lot of shows this year.
Oh, okay.
I know that I know I'm at the couple of game shows that you're scheduled at.
Okay.
Let's see. I should be doing Rose.
Cool.
I know I'm at Jet City, but that's not till November.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you gonna do Wenatchee? Or not Wenatchee?
WinCon?
No, we don't do that one. It's the same weekend as Denver. Lilac.
Oh yeah, I'm all scheduled for Lilac. I just need to double check to make sure that I have whether or not my wife goes with me or not.
Gotcha.
Because
I can't go with you this year.
Oh, because you're going to be in
Denver.
Now, what about Rose? What are you doing for Rose?
So I got waitlisted on Rose, but I have some friends that are kind of on the in crowd with them, and have guaranteed me a table. Said that one way or another I will be there. Like they don't. It's unacceptable that I am not there. Is what their exact words were.
Do you have accommodations yet?
We drive. We just drive back and forth. We never stay.
See, but that's a 4-hour drive.
No, it's not. It's 2 hours, maybe.
Oh, pardon me. I'm getting Lilac confused with it. Pardon me.
Oh.
Even I know that's 3.
Yeah, it takes me about 2 hours and 10 minutes to get home from Portland. used to work in Burbank, and a 2-hour drive is like
Nothing.
every day. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember those drives.
Yeah.
It's
So-
bizarre. I get so much culture shock whenever I visit my folks these days because of that.
Yeah.
It's sort of like from their place in Providence to where they spend the summer in Maine. That's barely the length to Portland.
Yeah.
And Boston, that's like going to Tacoma. Heck, it's
Right.
shorter than that.
So you get it. You understand.
Hmm.
Yeah. What about you, Bill, man? What are you in next? What are you doing?
I definitely need to start working on it again. I don't really have anything scheduled at the moment.
Oh, okay.
The extent of my planning for Emerald City was to hang out and sketch cosplayers,
Oh, okay.
which generally doesn't work quite as well as it does in SakuraCon because if it's anything like it is today, it's going to be too cool for people to be hanging out in the park.
Yeah.
People are moving just too fast from the lobby area to the convention area.
Sure.
Though I do have a few tricks on that front, but I generally do get some good stuff if people stand still long enough.
Oh, okay. You did that last year at Emerald, didn't you? Like,
Oh yeah,
you
I
kinda-
mean, I generally get better luck at SakuraCon than I do at Emerald, but
Yeah.
you get some good things at Emerald.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely need to start doing the scene again.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the moment, I'm obsessing a little too much about other things about this weekend.
Yeah. Like what?
Like I've been sort of been getting better at getting warm bodies for the cartoonist Northwest group, and I was started out mildly frustrating because I'm going, oh god, it's going to be another dead week because people will be going to the Comicon. But suddenly I'm saying to myself, hold on, that may be a bad thing, but at the same time, I know for a fact people that I normally wouldn't be able to reach will be in town this weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't kill me to ask. So anyway, because of that, I got Donna Barr doing a inking workshop. And I've been doing everything I can to market the bleeping thing.
Yeah.
So if anybody, and so at the word for everybody out there who might want to sneak out early, Emerald's Donna Barr workshop at Artisan Craftsman in the University District in Seattle. That is on 45th Avenue Northwest, right behind the Petco, right after you get off the 45th exit.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually underneath the Petco.
Yeah.
There's a great parking lot right next to Petco that you can pull into and park.
Yeah.
You don't have to look for on-street parking.
Which is good to know for the next time I ask you if you're available for April and May, Russ.
Oh, okay. April and May. April right now I know I'm going to be in California for a show and Salt Lake for a show.
Okay.
But what weekends are those? Do they fall on the same weekend?
That I don't know. You just have to let me know the times. And then in May, I have Phoenix and Denver.
Okay.
And that's at the end of the month is Phoenix and Denver. And then April FanX is on Salt Lake FanX. Let's see. Oh, I should know this. Let's see here.
August, I think.
Yeah, it's well, the spring FanX
Oh,
for Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Salt Lake City is just pulling it up right now.
What weekend is typically
April 19th and 20th, and then I'm heading to California the following weekend
Ooh, well. Oh,
for
no.
a show out there.
Darn, no, that is the. Okay, but don't say I didn't ask.
so he's gone out of range for both time slots, Bill?
It looks that. It's kind of it's weird. I keep throwing myself off whenever I look at my calendar on the wall there because it's not a proper calendar. It's my comic strip calendar. So because of that, it doesn't have weekends on it. So there's a few cases where I'm looking at what I think is a third Saturday, but in reality, it's second Saturday. But turns out it's really third Saturday because I didn't have the first Saturday on that calendar because it was Saturday.
So let me get this right, Bill.
Yeah.
You're saying that your calendar, no Saturdays or Sundays.
It's the it's the calendar. It's the calendar made out of newsprint I make for myself to keep track of my comic schedule and what's done and what storylines I'm going to use. So until I get a lot more productive, weekends won't be an issue.
Oh, the couple weekends ago, guys, I had the rare privilege of going over to Brian Bassett's house.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
Because I'm also a member of the National Cartoonist Society, and we were doing votings for the Ribbon Awards. And
Oh, nice.
his office studio is downstairs. It's extremely nice. And we all have our little pet collections, and one of his pet collection is of toy ray guns.
Oh, that's awesome.
And fairly extensive, just wonderful stuff. But
Isn't yours toy robots?
yes, mine is. I collect tin toy wind-up robots.
Mm-hmm.
Because he ran out of space for the cookie jars.
Yeah.
I've been getting rid of my cookie jars.
I know.
I know you keep inheriting a number of my cookie jars.
And here I just got you a cookie jar for your birthday, man.
yeah.
I wish I would have known that.
I mean, it's funny because it's getting ironic because now I have two of them, and I have them for very good things. Which and regrettably, now that I've actually started experimenting with baking a little bit and actually have cookies, those are going into old peanut butter jars because there's no room in the cookie jars.
One of the things I do with my cookie jars is I set one aside, and every receipt I get throughout the year, I just shove it into the cookie jar.
And I've been following your example on that one for quite a while.
And then at the end of the year, I take those out and I put them in an envelope, and I put those underneath some old encyclopedias, flatten them down, and I just have gotten in the habit of keeping all my old receipts down.
I'm looking at the Emerald City Comicon Artist Alley area, and it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's a huge. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So there's bound to be somebody that cancels, right?
Yeah. I thought the Toronto one was bad, but you guys.
Oh no, Emerald City's bonkers. It's on 3 different levels.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
One, I think last year I was on a different level with the writers, and that actually worked out good because people would come up to get autographs from the writers, and I got a lot of spillover traffic because I was just facing right across from them.
I find because I do a lot of the covers and character concepts and stuff, I find a lot of my businesses from commissions or from writers.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you might want to target.
That's an excellent idea.
Because I get a lot of I get character sheets done for writers who they always have, you know, the big epic Star Wars opera kind of thing, and I gotta slow down, right? Don't pitch me your story, right? Just if you want a character done, you want a couple pages or something like that, this is what I can do for you. Then that way you can take it as a pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I hit, and I find that a lot more. It's my steady income kind of thing for show instead of trying to always hit the actual fan, right? I figure it's better to do like a business to business kind of thing. And you never know, because I got a couple of comic book writers who actually launched their own books and say, hey, look, can you do a couple pinups? Can you do a couple all that other stuff? Or they're looking for artists to draw their stuff. And because I already got the character designs and stuff, I just hand it over to them, and you know, it's kind of neat. That's my tip.
Nice. Good
So
to know.
Russ, are you going to be there on Wednesday or just tomorrow when they start?
Tomorrow and Wednesday. So tomorrow is just getting the booth all built and set up, and then Wednesday will be like cosmetic, like just, you know, honing it in, getting it just right.
Yeah.
Well, send me the link of the table number. I'll come by and
Okay.
say
Yeah. I'll post it. I'm probably gonna post it either day tomorrow, and then, like I said, I'm gonna try that Hail Mary tomorrow and see if I can get
What's the name of that group again?
C4 Labs.
So maybe I can just look them up.
Yeah.
Is it how it's the letter C and then the number 4 lab?
Mhm. Yep. C4 Labs. I think it's booth. It's like 1015. I think is our booth.
I'll send you a link of where my table is going to be at.
Are you upstairs still? Are you in Artist Alley again?
I don't know where. Hang on, I'll have to take a look at.
1016. That's my booth. Is booth 1016 on the main floor.
I always show such disinterest of where I'm put. I just try not to stress out about it. So I don't even. I haven't even told people I'm going to be there. So I'm trying. I should be working on a little ad tonight, saying where it's at. Travis is going to be Travis Bundy.
I saw his Instagram ad. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in. They've moved Homegrown again.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they opened up a whole new section just for Homegrown this year.
I'm beginning to wonder maybe I should do homegrown next year so I can actually sell my shirts again.
Yeah.
Get a larger table space.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, gentlemen, I didn't realize it was so late. It is 5:38, and I need to prep to get out here, pick up my sweet little oven.
Okay, just to quickly see what you all think. I've made a lot more progress than I thought I would.
Nice.
Bill, what I would suggest is that you put on a layer of white, and then just have that layer of white only over the faces, and then move up the transparency of that layer or opacity of it, because I think they look a little too purpley on the faces.
Okay.
I mean,
at least on the Caucasian people.
the white background is really killing my eyes.
White. I'm going to put background in later. I only deleted the black background color so that the layer function that keeps me from going over the figures.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally what I do is I put a 50% gray in the back for all my stuff when I'm painting. So that way I don't do stupid stuff by going too much red or too much,
Actually, oh no, I don't.
So that way you can actually gauge yourself when you're painting. So that's just.
Gentlemen, say goodbye.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye.
Very nice. Good seeing you guys all again.
See you guys all next week. We can compare notes about our various shows.
Yeah, you got it.
Good.